There's nothing quite like waking up to the smell of fresh cinnamon rolls. In just a few steps, I'll show you how to bake cinnamon rolls so soft, so irresistible, you'll never want to look for another vegan cinnamon roll recipe again. Let's dig in. Let's start by activating the yeast. In a small bowl, I'm mixing warm, dairy-free milk, yeast, and a touch of sugar. This helps the yeast bloom and gives us that perfect, fluffy texture we want in our cinnamon rolls. After about 5 minutes, it should be nice and foamy. Instant yeast, rapid yeast, no blooming needed. Active yeast, although it's still not necessarily needed, it is recommended to make sure that it's still active. Now for the dough. We're combining melted vegan butter, sugar, and salt with our yeast mixture. This combination completes our wet ingredients. We're going to add this to our flour and stir everything together. Now, it will be a little sticky at first, but that is exactly what you want. I try to get some of this done in the bowl prior to moving forward. Once it's mixed, we'll turn the dough out onto a floured surface and knead it for about 3 to 4 minutes. The goal, smooth and elastic. Although I'm going to stop kneading early, just to show you it doesn't have to be perfect. Also, don't be afraid to sprinkle in just a touch more flour if it feels too sticky. Keep in mind, the more sticky, the softer the bread. So if you want, just get it into a ball. Next, brush a bowl with some oil or vegan butter. Just a little will do, then pop the dough ball right back in there. Cover it and let it rise in a warm spot for just about an hour. It should double in size, so be patient, it's completely worth it. The temperature in my house when making this was just about 65 degrees, so the rise took, I want to say, almost 2 hours. It was like 1 hour and 45 minutes. With the dough just about done rising, let's make the cinnamon sugar filling. In a small bowl, we're bringing together brown sugar and cinnamon. Personally, I like a good layer of cinnamon tucked into my rolls. So I literally go from end to end. This is gonna create that signature swirl that we all love. Once your dough has risen, punch it down and roll it out into a 20 by 12 to 14 inch rectangle. Now, there's a few ways you can go about cutting your cinnamon rolls. My favorite way, especially since having this baking mat, is to make little slits at the top and bottom of the dough where I'm going to make my cuts. We're gonna brush it with a little vegan butter and sprinkle that delicious cinnamon sugar right on top, leaving just a little border on the top edge. Then I cut across for perfectly even cinnamon rolls. Cover the rolls and let them rise for about another hour. Once they're just about touching, they are pretty much saying, "Put me in, coach." Do not skip this rise. This is literally where extra and fluffy meet each other and give birth to deliciousness. Once risen, we're going to bake them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 to 35 minutes until they're perfectly golden on top and ever so soft in the center. While the rolls cool slightly, we're gonna whip up this simple glaze. But don't let the word simple fool you, it's pretty masterful. Powdered sugar, vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of dairy-free milk. I take my time to make sure I get that perfect consistency within my glaze. You have plenty of time, but you want to drizzle this over the rolls while they're still warm. And there you have it, soft, gooey cinnamon rolls with that perfect swirl of cinnamon and sugar. We don't often make sweet recipes here, but when we do, we gotta make sure we do it right. This full recipe can be found linked in the description or at my website, makeitdairyfree.com. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Till next time, believe in good. Peace.